Okay, hi, hello. Welcome to Voracious Podcast. Introduce yourself. Let's introduce. You'll give you a better introduction to yourself.
Okay, so hi, I'm Vidar Joshi and I'm an aspiring filmmaker. And
Not aspiring anymore. I mean, you directed a film. All of us
yeah,
are in it.
recently. Yeah. So yeah, but still learning, still at the learning curve.
Nice. And you, Mr. Aditya Raut.
So yeah, hi, my name is Aditya Raut. Same as Vidar, even I am trying to make films. Yeah, let's start.
Nice. ऐसा लग रहा था audition है ये.
Huh?
Okay, so just to give some context, we were in a film together called Shunya, directed and written by Vidar Joshi. Put your hand up. And so yeah, I'm the marketing associate. I'm just like there, and this guy is you're the
Script
short
supervisor.
division guy, script supervisor.
Yeah, he's the script supervisor.
Okay, let's educate some audiences, because I get this question a lot. Like, you talk about filmmaking all the time, but we don't know many things of it. Like, sometimes people don't get why is there a EP and why is there an SP. There are way too many positions which sometimes I also don't understand. But let's just educate some things right now. What does a script supervisor do?
Okay. First of all, script supervisor has to take an account of continuity. Every continuity being happening, action-wise, dialogue-wise. Why are you laughing?
No, I'm just okay. Continue.
I know. So yeah. Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah. So action-wise, dialogue-wise, and if the story is being shot according to what is written, and
What do you mean? What is written? You have to shoot what is written.
yeah,
You
but
mean
accordingly.
sequentially. Yeah. Timeline wise.
I mean, it's the basic job is to like remind director what he is, missing.
Yeah, just he does not get off the track.
Yeah, and also the many people don't know about one thing is also he checks on with the dailies.
All right.
I mean, everyone knows about
what
the
is dailies?
continuity. So dailies is like at the end of the day you check shots, and even at that time you make sure that everything is in proportion, everything has been done according to the schedule and according to the script, everything has gone well. And yeah, the also in the documenting part, script supervisor does a script breakdown of the script, and he prepares a story map, which is like a bible for if you want to pitch somewhere, or if you want to just give a gist of your film, if you want to tell the basic pipeline of the story, the arcs and the midpoints and the climax, the resolution, everything.
Right.
So
all right. So now okay, how continue?
No, yeah.
Oh yeah. तो story map. अभी मेरे को बता story map क्या होता है?
So usually, okay, go.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
No, I was just saying that story map is basically, so you write the story first, then you convert that into a screenplay, which is used to shoot the film. So story map is basically this happens, therefore this happens, then this happens, therefore this happens. So it's just a basic outline of the events.
Right.
Also, if you're using a particular act structure, like 3-act structure or 4-act structure, there are so specific plot points. So plot point 1, midpoint, then plot point 2, then climax, resolution, like that. So it's basically just listing out all of the things so that you can just read that thing and you get a gist of the entire story. This is where it starts and this is where it ends, and this is how it travels throughout the story.
Right. It's the wide perspective to check it out.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Now, very basic question. But what does a director do? Does he direct the actors, or does he direct everything which is happening on the set while directing actors? I know the answer, but
okay. So director is basically, so you have a story. Now the director is someone whose vision you see in the end. So director directs all the departments. He is the head of all the departments. Like there are different head of departments. Like cinematographer is the head of department of camera. So the director and cinematographer collaborate and create a visual language for the film. Same with the sound guy, same with the production, art design, everything. So director is the guy who creates the entire thing, and all the other creative people help him achieve that vision. So that's what the director does. So like directing actors, he's directing the cinematographer and production designer and the sound guy, and they're just creating the whole thing together. And it's basically he's the visionary, captain of the ship, so to say. Yeah.
Nice. Now, again, one thing. Adi does short division, right? In this film.
No. The cinematographer, the director, they sit together with the first AC and they do the short division. Adi, as a script supervisor, he's focusing more on the continuity. That if I'm shooting a wide shot and then we are going to a close-up. So in the edit, there will be a cutting point. For example, the actor is standing like this, he turns and then we cut to a close-up, right?
Right.
If I take a wide shot where the actor is turning like this in the close-up, if he's turning like the other way, that's a continuity jump that you won't be able to cut it. Yeah, so that's what Adi does. Or the line continuity that actor says, hi, welcome to the podcast.
ABC,
over here. And then he turns and he says, hi, hello, welcome to the podcast. So that's an error again. So that's what Adi does, that we are shooting everything written on the script and we are shooting exactly in the same way. But sometimes what happens is the actor improvises and the director likes the improvisation. So then the script supervisor has to script supervisor makes sure that in the next shot, he's doing the same thing again. Even if it's an improvised line, we are still maintaining the continuity. So that's what he does.
Yeah. Now, okay. You mentioned short division. Now, I worked on a show where actually there was no short division. It was very simple. It was master, close up, or maybe, two shot, or POV, kato, jo bhi, normal stuff. And it's in the edit which we figure out.
Yeah.
Now, so is that like, itna planning is necessary?
Okay, so it depends. So this is what you are saying. It's a type. It's called coverage. So you shoot all the angles, and then in the edit you decide. But for example, in Shunya, we didn't have money to make this film to start with. You know that.
Yes.
We didn't have the time. So the film is around 1 hour 13 minutes. That's a lot of content. We just had like 7 to 8 days to shoot the entire thing. So we had to have a great plan ki this is the dialogue the actors will say in a wide shot, then this will be a close up, this will be a over the shoulder shot.
Yeah, just attaching everything to a stipulated time.
Yeah. And it's also important, like, so basically if you don't have that and you're shooting from all the angles, that is also fine, but sometimes a director likes to portray everything in a certain way. Like all the shots have a meaning, like a wide shot has a meaning. It depends on the context of the scene, but still every shot has a meaning. So it's also how the cinematographer and the director is using that visual language to change the tell the story, and that's why short division is important. And another thing is that it's good to have a plan, because everything that could go wrong will go wrong, and that's what we experienced while shooting Shunya. Adi knows.
Yeah, I wasn't on the set.
Yeah.
Okay, so now this thing, Shunya. Let's talk about Shunya. Shunya is a Gujarati film, which is an independent film.
Yeah.
Again, so it's like a two risks on and on, because independent abhi बढ़ रहा है, Gujarati abhi बढ़ रहा है. So why? I wanted to ask you this personally. Why did you choose Gujarati? You could have like Hindi में भी कर सकते थे ये film.
Okay, so initially when I started writing, one thing is that I am Gujarati, and obviously I've met more Gujarati people and I've lived with Gujarati people more than any other types of people. So the main thing is that I know the language, I know the nuance, and I know how a certain person will talk according to the backstory they have. So as a writer, because I also wrote the film, it gives me it adds to the authenticity of the film. And another major thing is that one of the biggest tool I've used in the film is Bhavai. Bhavai is basically a Gujarati folk play. So it's a very regional thing. So
Right.
if I write the film in Hindi, it will be Tamasha, which I have not seen. I'll have to research about it. We also went for a recce's and did the Bhavai ka research. But yeah, so main thing was that I know the language in and out, and
Right.
I'll know how my characters will speak. So that's
But wasn't this in your back of your head that एक तो पहले से गुजराती है, वो भी अभी पढ़ रहा है और हिंदी, so it's like a double risk. तो शायद commercialization.
See, that's the thing. That's the thing. If you tell a director, he'll make a film which is very risky because he won't think about the commercialization part usually. If like I think Adi will agree to this, that it's more about the story and what you want to say. And right now it was like we just wanted to make it. Like there was a story we wanted to tell. We were not thinking where this film is gonna go. We still don't know where this film is gonna go. We just wanted to tell that story, and we felt that this is the best way, this is the best way.
All right. Now, yeah, this question actually worries me a bit. Okay, because what happened is right now in Corona time, the good films, the big films, are going to OTT without even getting the theater release. And OTT was, generally a platform where indie filmmakers had a chance. Like, सोचा था कि शायद अपनी films दिखेगी, right? Or I mean, now if the greats have entered the ring, it will be the same thing again and again. Like, अपना chance कम हो रहा है and bigger are coming in. I don't know the answer to this question, and I don't know what to think about it. But what do you think about it? अभी हो सकता क्या है?
Adi, go.
I think what you said is actually we can give a thought about it. But पहले भी OTT से indie films को अच्छा platform मिल रहा था और मिल रहा है. So I think the major difference only will be like the people who have got big money with their films. The scope will be like promotion कितना हो रहा है और लोगों तक वो फिल्म के बारे में जो information है वो कितने vast way में पहुंच रही है. That's all will make a difference. The film will stay on the platform. It's up to the people if you want to watch. If you want to watch a good film or you just want to entertain yourself,
Right. All right.
I think if you talk about these 3 months, now the question has been arise that what will happen to the other films which are like still are hitting the platform. But the good thing is OTT has been here since so many years, and know about certain filmmakers, indie filmmakers, and people know about certain films, and people also have that information that OTT is not only about mass entertainment and all. It's just that because last 3 months this ये डायनामिक में जा रहा है थॉट कि अभी मेन स्ट्रीम फिल्म भी आ रहे तो OTT bombarded with this stuff, but still we have hope that we still have a bigger hope. Actually this answer never will have a conclusion anyway, but we still have a bigger hope that platform where indie will survive.
Yeah, because indie will, I mean, the chances are better.
Because it has garnered the audience before, and we don't know, like not everyone is taking decision to go on OTT, because now I think currently the biggest film to go on OTT is will be Gulago Sitabo, which will be
right. Yeah, it was even the first film to be going on.
Yeah. So we don't know.
But it's growing. Abhi VR1 films ki jaise, like maybe that gives a bigger platform. Like at least the film people who are very excited about films at least know about it and are watching some of the films and at least getting some viewership. Like मैंने देखा था 15-20 हजार views तो आते हैं अच्छी फिल्म को. So it's not that bad. not
And
the
that itself was
best.
a premiere. I mean, the films are there for like 10 days, were there for like 10 days. They got a
Hmm.
nice push. The whole world came together to showcase the films. That was a good thing.
Yeah.
Right. But
It
this, yeah, okay, huh, you were saying something.
No, I'm saying the good thing about that is that OTT platform is the audience's choice. That if you want to click on a Shape of Thesis or you want to click on Happy New Year, that's your choice, right? At the end. So
100%.
now Gulabo Sitabo, same talking about that. I saw one interview of Shudit Sarkar where he said that all the OTT platforms are basically giving a longer shelf life to the film. So a film made in 2008 or 9, which is called the film was called Call. So Satyajit, the associate director of the film, he recommended that film to me, and
Hmm.
like without OTT platforms, there is no chance I would find that film anywhere
Right,
after
right.
so many years. But I got to see that film on Prime like recently. Now what
Nice.
Aditya is saying, that is right. That Gulabo Sitabo is promoted at a larger scale because it's a big film, and
Hmm.
Call is not there. But again, that's the same thing which was happening in the theaters. Now
Before
it's
as
happening
well,
on the
yeah.
OTT exactly. So indie films का है अलग ही struggle है, but
Huh.
indie filmmakers को पंगे भी तो लेने हैं ना, गुजराती फिल्म बनानी है, ऐसे ही नहीं है, तो पंगे लेने हैं तो सहन भी तो करना पड़ेगा, तो ये सीन है. But I guess yeah, it's OTT platforms are good.
The OTT platforms are good. I mean, it's like the same thing, which reminds me that Anurag Kashyap once said. Anurag Kashyap said that he owes his career to torrents.
Yeah.
Because that time OTT was not the big thing. First time, torrent was something everyone had
Yeah.
access to. Now it's legal way, so that's all it is.
But even now, if you speak of presently, even now I am surviving on torrents because
You shouldn't say this, man.
yeah. Cut it out, man.
the
Many
thing is,
edits में लगेंगे.
no, I'll tell you one thing. You won't get to watch Satin Tango on torrent. On OTT platform. I'm sorry, on OTT platform. You won't get to watch Zed, the film, a very, very political, uplifting film by Costa Gravias. It was made in 1969. The film. Okay, so for example, I'll tell you one thing. All the films which have been, made on a very, very indie and low budget level at that time, at the older times, 60s, 70s, 80s. Not all the films are on OTT platforms except Criterion. Now movie is there, Criterion, which not everyone can afford. So I think still some people are surviving on torrent, and I don't think it's a bad thing.
It's a bad thing for the films which are releasing right now.
Yeah, of course.
Right
But
now,
before films,
true.
we have a bigger.
I'm talking about
to
all
them.
the films which have been made and they have never come. They have never got a chance to be distributed on
But
OTT or.
But
The
Baba, you
films
won't be able to control what you download, na? What people are downloading, right? So people will
Yeah.
download the old films, but people will usually download the latest films, right? People want
Yeah,
to
it's
watch the
like
latest film for free.
people
yeah,
still
exactly.
do
It's
that.
the simple thing.
I totally
हाँ,
agree
बोल,
to
बोल.
it, but what I'm saying is my personal view that the first example I said that I won't able to get Satan Tango anywhere on OTT. So what will I do? I won't get. Oh damn! I won't get any Ritvik Ghatak film on OTT except it's on YouTube, and I don't know when that film will take out by rights. So at that time, I'm only talking about this niche thing. Like, don't get me wrong that torrent
Yeah,
should be
big studio
there
films.
and right. So these niche films or niche things we hear about, but we never see on any platform or we'll never get a actually chance to watch it. So what are you gonna do then?
Yeah, but
I also
I mean,
tell you
it's
one thing. I also tell you one thing. You know, remember when torrent was getting banned, and there were actually few indie filmmakers who came ahead and who actually said that if torrent will go, people will actually be unaware of the things.
We are
which
Unaware
we
making.
are
of the
producing.
films. Yeah, and also I'll give you one fact. There are many big filmmakers in the world. I won't take their names who have personal in the dark web who have personal streaming lines where they upload their films, and they are very big people. So I was
Really?
only
So
talking
they
about the
torrent
niche
their
thing.
films themselves.
Yeah,
Oh, nice.
not like torrent. They have their own, not. I'm not even talking about torrent. They have their own streaming lines, private streaming lines in dark web. Not even kidding
Wow.
about it.
That's
In the beginning, Adi
okay.
sounded so sad. He was like, "Where will I find this film? I think we should run a hashtag justice for Adi." Like he's
Yeah.
like, "Where? What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? Where will I find this film?"
But it's also arguably that the films which you're talking about is also such a small niche genre, and also people like you and me right now thoda bahut. But some films like only filmmakers who are very interested in it are watching it. Like you'll be surprised to know that we are all in similar film course, and I asked one person, like I was very excited that Irishman was going to release that day, and I said, "Oh, aaj Irishman release ho raha hai, aaj ghar pe jaake dekhunga." And he said, "What is it?" I said, "It's a new film by Martin Scorsese." He was like, "Who's Martin Scorsese?" Then that blew my mind. Like, how the hell do you not know Martin Scorsese? Like, why do you even come in here? So it's a very niche genre, anyways. But it's big prospectus पे इतना effect नहीं होता है. Also, I noticed this कि torrent is a great way to find out if your show or movie is successful. Like अगर ज़्यादा torrents seeds है तो हाँ है दम है.
This happened with TVF Pictures. So they shared a screenshot of a hostel living engineering guy, had like all the big shows, and then it had that
Yeah,
TVF
next to
Pictures,
GOT.
and so they promoted that. They were like torrent, like, but this is an achievement because this is what the niche you're talking about. They are the actual film buffs, like Adi and other people.
Right.
So,
Not you.
Yeah. Also, on the topic of indie films, okay, let's just clarify out what is the difference between an indie film or even a studio, not even the biggest, but the normal budget film.
I really want to clarify one thing. There's a very big difference, big actually misunderstanding that people have, that indie films are like micro budget films, or have a low budget, and they work on that. It's not true actually. Of course, it's a case with many films, but it's not the case with all the films currently talking about present scenarios.
Right.
The indie films or indie production houses are the people who operate very differently from the mainstream pipeline of film industry, be it Hollywood or Bollywood, or if you even go to South, they have a very nice thing going on. So this is the first misunderstanding I want to clear out. Indie film, I'll give you a big major example of indie film studio, which is A24 right now. And they have see your reaction. Yeah. So that's the thing. So even there's one common thing operating between these studios and the people all over the world is they don't have any shackles of mainstream dynamics where they constantly worry about the money, cash flow, which is a very basic thing in mainstream. And second is deadline. That's it. They work. The name, I mean, the definition is in the name itself. They work independently. Their ideas are independent. Their treatment is independent. Writing, narrative, everything is independent. That's
Right. Yeah, I mean, it is a case though.
I stopped my answer. I started explaining with how indie films are different, but I stopped my answer. I should have actually continued with how mainstream are different from indie films, but they don't need any,
explanation.
articulation.
Like,
Right.
Yeah.
But I and Adi were having this discussion. Why do you think indie films are growing, but not at the best pace? Like, why is it so?
I'll tell you one thing. I'm going a bit off topic, not talking about films, but so recently I was, into reading into very philosophy and all that stuff. I was also listening to Anand Gandhi a lot of time. I came
Okay.
one, understanding that people, we are at the almost brink of 2020. I mean mid 2020. People educate themselves with good stuff. If you give them two options, very basic thing, two options to, if do you want to educate yourself or do you want to entertain yourself? And I think you know the answer people are going to choose. The
Right.
whole truth lies there of why people are deciding from good stuff. I mean the indie stuff. Actually, the definition is itself. The indie stuff is always good stuff because they only want to.
But yeah, okay. But I can argue very hardly over there कि indie films ऐसा क्यों जरूरी है कि मैं like many a times I see good films and they are very good, but it's not the films which I would want to watch on a Sunday afternoon while eating chips.
That's what. Well, that's what Adi said, right? Where you have an option of educating yourself and entertaining yourself. You want to entertain yourself while having chips on a Sunday afternoon. That's the
Right,
basic.
but why can't like it's, therefore A24 is my therefore it A24 reflects that it makes both kind of films. It is in the middle, like वो दोनों टाइप पे जाता है. वो entertainment ही करता है and it's in the sweet spot. You know what I mean? I mean,
but
if I'm not sounding any crazy.
They I think to give a very one-liner to my understanding, they educate you with entertainment. I mean, they will obviously hook you on the film. They will literally. I mean, if you watch Midsummer and all those other stuff, they literally hook you on to their films. But doesn't mean that they are not entertainment or only educating. Film obviously
Right.
can be two, and the basic definition of the film is not mainstream or indie, but it is good or bad. That's it. Because
Also, the
even
main.
yeah,
Sorry. Go.
I think even if we ask ourselves that what are your top 10 films, half of the films are gonna be mainstream films which were commercially successful.
Yeah.
But the idea is, what stuff are you feeding into the audience's brain? What appetite are you feeling? Are you feeling them with junk, or are you feeling them with nutritious? Course. So that's
Yeah.
Right.
that's. Tell.
But it again coming back to this, like I know I'm arguing a different basis, but it's like the same thing कि क्यों क्यों लोग देखेंगे हर हमेशा, because आम आदमी की जिंदगी में वही है ना, वो तो थका बेचारा आराम कर रहा है.
See, the basic thing is
बीच का
that
देखना है.
So the issue with that is that as an audience we always consume film as a form of entertainment. So Manoj Vajpayee also said on in an interview that films are not supposed to like entertain you, they're supposed to engage you. It's like having a conversation. You're supposed to get engaged, not just entertained. So this education and entertainment comes from that engagement. Also, the thing is that film is a director's medium, so it depends on the director. So A24 has multiple directors, like not one director is directing all the films. So you see that range of different types of films. But if you pick up a particular director, like for example Ari Aster from A24, if you see his films, there is a particular language to his films.
Right.
So that is what the director is saying. Now the way the director tells you the story can be different. Like when you mentioned Anand Gandhi, the way he created Ship of Thesis, I was really entertained while watching that film.
Yeah.
Engaged, entertained, and educated. I love that film. But a lot of people are like, why? Like, what is the point?
I understand. I mean, that's what the gradual change of me is. Like, pehle why, but now I'm understanding. Like,
okay.
Yeah. Okay.
See, I also I also want to add one thing, that the one which you said. I mean, this debate I always have with my father, especially that if a man थका हारा है, घर पे आ गया, संडे है, वीकेंड है, कुछ तो चाहिए लाइफ में, वो क्यों जाके मिडसमर देखेगा, राइट? तो 9 to 5 जॉब करता है. So forget about. I mean, I just give an example, Midsummer ka. But I'll tell you one thing. Right now, if we take an account of right now 2020, we know that things are around. Even if you open your mobile, you can see so many things happening on that. If you open your laptop,
Hmm.
even if you go to a theater, everywhere
Hmm.
content crisis is on a like Everest level thing. It's gonna erupt
Hmm.
now.
Yeah.
But the thing is, what people need now, philosophically and psychologically also, what the narrative is being played globally by powerful governments or powerful people, speaking about propaganda films also. I think this is actually the time to really get get on with educating ourselves, rather than just giving this statement. I totally agree with this thing that of course people come with different backgrounds and different stratas of their life, so they really want to entertain sometimes, or they really want to just relax sometimes. But the thing is,
See,
huh, huh,
the issue what you are saying is that you're saying that people should do this. What Keval is, I guess, asking is why, right? So the issue is with the
Yeah.
basic understanding of it. So I was reading a book like Story by Robert McKee. So in that he says that people think we need stories. We've been consuming stories since I don't know
Longest
how,
time. Yeah.
yeah, longest time, right? So why do we need stories? So we like films is basically telling a story, right? So I think that I like now I think because I read it in that book that stories are not there to entertain. They are not reflection of life. They are a deep exploration of your life. So all the great stories will make you think that okay, this is what, okay, this is how, this is why I'm like this, or this is why this character is like this. It's more understanding of life and making sense out of the life we are living. So now the issue is that people are too tired to explore what they want, what
Right.
the life, like what is life. Okay, and the thing is that where we sit, all of us I guess, and where we are thinking that why do I exist, and we have that existential crisis.
Yeah.
That's we are speaking from a privileged spot. We don't have to run every day and earn our bread, and that's why we are speaking from that privileged spot. So people who are consuming mainstream content, they have their own reason, and it depends on a lot of things, like their background, how they have been brought up, the culture, the context, everything. So the
Right.
issue is complex, like every other issue, which needs a lot of thinking to get sorted, and not an Instagram story which people have been sharing a lot. But it
Yes.
basically it is very deeply rooted that we still don't consider film as an art form. We consider films as a form of entertainment, and the industry, majority of the industry, is considering films as a money making business. It's business for them. So it's a very complex and nuanced thing that we have to understand why people are not watching mainstream films, or why people are watching mainstream films and not the independent films.
I was actually, as Vidar said, he made a right comment that I was actually telling what people, what to do, or like what. But the question was to why. The answer is like, why does this spectrum is there? Like we
Yeah.
all, why this dilemma in short.
Mhm.
Uh, I actually, as far as I remember, during before 70s, when the golden era of cinema ended, एकदम last 60s, 70s के early में it ended
Right.
actually. The thing was, studio, a lot of money kept pouring in, and even Indian cinema was at a very high level at that time. 50s 60s में काफी अच्छा फिल्में, बहुत बड़ी बड़ी फिल्में आके गई. And then with the rise of Rajesh Khanna actually and Amitabh Bachchan, राजेश खन्ना का राइज तो इन्हें 60s में हुआ था, बट ही वाज एट द हाई ओनली. दे केम.
Right.
उसके बाद दो लोग आए, बहुत बड़ा इम्पैक्ट पड़ा उसके बाद पूरे इंडियन स्पेक्ट्रम में. उनका नाम था मनमोहन देसाई और प्रकाश मेहरा. सो
Right.
when I look back at that time, people actually had no means of entertainment, right? The cinema was the only thing at that time. Even if you had to listen to a song, people used to go to a film and then listen to a song or watch their favorite
Right.
scene. And then Manmohan Desai and Prakash Mehra created such fantastic over the top films to entertain audience, and audience were baffled with those kind of big films with taking Amitabh Bachchan, and then after that he also was on his big journey. After that,
Exactly. Right.
after that what happened, parallel cinema movement was there under the layer, but superficially, mainstream dynamic, what happened was somewhere along the line, everything was commercial.
Right.
No single producer, no single, big producer or big directors were actually keen to make something sensible. The only thing sensible was the parallel cinema movement happening. Sham Benegal, Syed Akhtar Mirza, and everyone, they with NFDC, they actually made very very good films. But those were very under the radar at that time. And I think after that, 80s, 90s, so you see the number of films, mainstream films, and then even till 2005 and till 2007, 8, the mainstream films are like,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't
Yeah.
know,
I
they
understand.
didn't even make any sense. And I think
Yeah.
that's where everything changed. People should have, the makers I'm talking about, should have really taken a responsibility to good to give good content as well as entertain audience. Because before 70s also, before golden era ended, even 50s and 60s, people had literally accepted Dilip Kumar dying and Devanand dying on screen. And after that it was like, "वो hero को कैसे मारे?" The trend, and then it, the way it collapsed, I don't think उसके बाद कभी वो uplift हुआ है. And
But
generation,
sorry. Go ahead.
and generation after generation, everyone says that it's our job to now change the thing, and it's our job to do this and that. But somewhere along the line, now it's 2020 and things are still not changed after 50 years.
Yeah, it's the same thing. If you heard Sati sir's podcast, right? So Sati sir said this thing that everyone would have to make sensible movies to at least have a change in it.
Yeah.
Because abhi bhi, like, I don't want to name drop, but there are so many films released in 2019 which are absolutely nonsense, completely bullshit. Like, क्या चल रहा है किसको पता नहीं चल रहा है. अचानक से सॉन्ग आ रहा है, everyone's just dancing, everyone's high on drugs. Good, okay, commercialization के लिए तुम कर रहे हो, but at least do some क्या बोलते हैं, I don't know what to say.
Effort.
Yeah, put some efforts, man.
Put some effort. Do it nicely. At least make a mainstream film, but do it nicely. I think money
My favorite in
art.
this is, you think that?
I think that, because look at the smaller industry, it's easy to have a different voice than, like, a mainstream Bollywood filmmaker will have to take a huge risk with his career, with his name and everything, to make a film like which he really wants to make.
Right.
And when you don't have money, then I think with less money you'll get like really great films, because I think limitations ignite creativity. Like,
Yeah, 100%.
whenever the money is involved, it gets difficult. It's not impossible, but it gets difficult to make true and like pure films which you want to make.
You get the sense of freedom, right? You think that, oh, I have everything, so let's not. हो जाएगा. That attitude carries on, and नहीं हुआ.
No, not just that. It's also that, okay, so I'm putting, like, the producer is putting so much of money that the producer is expecting that money out of the film as well, and for that you have to put in a song, or you have to do the commercialization of the film. What I'm saying is that when there is less amount of money, so the producer is also thinking that this amount will be recovered from OTT or the rights, and then I think that all the smaller industries are giving us great films, like Amis, for example, or Kumbalangi Nights. I know that's a huge industry, but it's still a niche part of that industry which is trying to produce good films in a limited amount of money. And I think limitations are great for creativity. I believe that.
Yeah, I actually think that too. First time when I directed some stuff, I didn't have anyone. Like, मैंने मेरे स्कूल के juniors को बोला था कि आ जाओ. और उस टाइम पे कुछ नहीं आता था. It was the first thing ever. Writer, actor, editor, producer, सब मैं.
Yeah. Everyone starts like that. I like, that's fun.
That's fun, yeah.
I think for majority of the crew, what we felt is that we actually felt the Quentin Tarantino's quote, which is making a film without money is the best film school you can ever go to.
Right.
Yeah,
So,
true. Very.
so we have learned a lot, like everything. We have learned so much. I have learned so much from this process that everything was worth it. And let's see where this film goes.
Sure.
Hopefully, it'll be somewhere on some OTT platform, clashing with some mainstream film and trying to
I
get the
mean,
audience.
even though, I mean, it's like there's no competition anyways right now. कि
Yeah,
सबका अलग अलग audience पड़ा है, so it doesn't really matter.
Hmm.
All
But the
right,
thing is that अपनी
yeah,
audience तक पहुंचना is the difficult part.
yeah,
So the
of course.
marketing team
Like,
can cut the podcast and go back to work.
Yeah.
okay, so
so
how was Shunya? How was it? How was shooting a first film? Not even the first film. How was shooting a film?
Okay, so I have shot a lot of things before, short films and everything, but the scale we had, because we were shooting in Gujarat in a village, we had a
Right.
huge crew, big Gujarati actors and everything. I was shit scared. I was shit scared. A lot of pressure. Like, because to be very honest, not the social media was doing great before we went on
Yeah.
the shoot. Everyone was loving the social media, and a lot of people were talking about it, and everyone was like, "Arey, bro, killing it, this, that," and that builds
I
up
remember.
pressure. But the thing is that I've learned this one thing that I guess Satyanshu sir ने मेरे को lecture में बताई थी that the जो भी director का emotion है, the crew reflects that emotion. So if I
100%.
am scared, then the thing can go haywire. But see, the thing is, we were planning this out for a really long time. We were supposed to shoot in January, then Feb, then we pushed it to March, and then we shot the film in March. So one night before the shoot, I was like, okay, bro, ye kaise hoga? I have shared that story, what happened with me on my
Yes,
Instagram.
I have seen that post.
Yeah, so it was very scary, man. Very scary, huge scale. And you know, the scariest thing is that there's just one fear. I don't know if that's gonna happen or no, but it's just that everyone is ready and like 40 people looking at you to tell you what to do. And you're like, fuck, what if I don't know what to tell them? It's very scary. But the thing is, once we started shooting, the first shot was taken, and then we were on a roll. Everyone was just like at it. And the thing is that I realized this one thing, which Adi said, that everyone changed, but I feel that this is the first time where each and every member of the crew was attached to the film emotionally. Like, very emotionally they were attached, and everyone was just pushing themselves to, because we didn't have the best conditions to shoot in, to be very honest, because we didn't have the money. We were living one room mein, we were a lot of people, and this, that, blah blah blah, pani ka issue ho raha hai, ye issue ho raha hai. So but I don't think anyone will feel ki maza nahi aaya. We all had a lot of fun. And finally we took the last shot, and it was a small room. So I remember everyone was excited. Everyone had their phones outside, that okay, this is the last shot, and we shoot this, and then we go out, and then we celebrate, yeah, pack up, wrap up, this, that, blah blah blah. Took the shot, came out, everyone was like, hey, and I was like, no, we are going for a retake. We took 7 takes of that shot. By the time everyone's excitement was dead, everyone was like, yeah, yaar. And then last time when I came out, I was like, yeah, ho gaya. And then it was like, yay. It was like very weird. But it was really fun, man. Very, very, a lot of fun. And more than that, during the pre-production and post-production and production, I've learned so much about people. I've learned so much about filmmaking. I've learned things about marketing. I had no clue about crowdfunding. I've learned things about that. And it's just, you know, when as a writer you understand people more, it gives you a sense of achievement. So I think yeah, that and a lot of things related to filmmaking. But shooting was, everything that could go wrong went wrong. Everything. And
this is actually the bottom line of Shunya ka shoot. Everything that could go wrong went wrong.
Adi can tell you, Listen,
Yeah.
you like comedy, right? You
Yeah.
like comedy, right? I'll tell you this. This is the scene, okay? So we had a picture vehicle, which is the Carvaan, which is a major part of the film. Okay, so we rented that Carvaan. Okay, so one day before the shoot, that Carvaan got cancelled, and one day before the shoot, next morning 4 o'clock, we are shooting with the Carvaan. We don't have a Carvaan. Production managed to get a Carvaan, and some issues were happening with the Carvaan guy.
Right.
Anmol, we packed up for the day. We were shooting outside, like the location was pretty far, so we were traveling in the Carvaan. We were shooting in the Carvaan, outside the Carvaan. So we had all of our major equipment drawn in the camera, everything in the back of the Carvaan. Anmol, where we were staying, Anmol is coming down and he sees the driver of the Carvaan leaving with the Carvaan and all of our equipment. Anmol started running behind him, behind the Carvaan. Dharmaj, another two of the crew members started running behind the Carvaan. Can you imagine? This is the shot where the guy we had to get a car and go catch that guy and get our
just to get our equipment back.
No, and get the Carvaan back because we shot with that Carvaan.
But the shot was
3
there?
days.
It was part of the.
We shot it. Yeah, we shot the 3 दिन का schedule हुआ था और 2 दिन का बाकी था. And we needed the Carvaan. So we ran and we got the chaos. And this is just one story.
I tell you, one just gist of that incident. Anmol, before running, what happened? The car was parked right in front of the house we were staying, and car was leaving, and Anmol was just watching the car.
Yeah. Because he didn't know that he's running away with the Carvaan, right? He just felt that आगे जाके park कर रहा होगा.
God.
And I don't know why, but I can just picture Anmol doing this.
Yeah.
It's very
I can imagine him turning and saying like, "Bro, what is happening?" and then running. His bro.
Yeah. But I
would really want to add one thing. What Vidar was saying, that all the things were happening and the everything was building up and the pressure was building up on him especially. And I have also said this to him personally that, bro, the level of calm he has maintained. I mean, he was saying this thing, what was happening in his head, but not a single emotion of that stress was seen in his face. So much. I mean, I'll tell you one thing also. I also did a major part of fuck up. The way a director should actually. I've also heard a story. We have heard stories where when something happens and then we get bashed and everything. And I was actually expecting that thing from him, that okay, now let's get ready. But nothing, man. End of the day, at that moment, he obviously showed that emotion. But end of the day, he was so calm. And whenever the screw-ups used to happen, I used to look at him, and I used to always figure out. Everyone was, even Dharma said this thing. Everyone was, fighting for that screw up to get fixed. And Vidar was already on his second sitting on a very spiritual level, seeing a world from very upper view, and he was like, "What's gonna happen?" But I know what's gonna happen next. So yeah.
Thanks, man.
That's so nice to man.
Yeah, that's so nice to hear. Thank you. So the reason behind the calm was the same thing which Satyanshu sir. Sorry. Go on. Sorry.
So the major thing which I learned in Shunya was from Vidar, that how you really should keep calm, and how your emotion, how your actions, everything reflects on your crew. And that is the reason why even everyone, I'll tell you, half of the crew's legs were gone.
I was one of them.
Two of the members head got
injured.
Really?
Yeah.
And that was like second, third, fourth day. And even after that, people were tying scarves on their head. Whatever the piece of cloth they got to their to the leg, to keep it intact and run. And this all happened only because it was reflected from Vidar, because Vidar was already handicapped from his two legs.
So I'll tell you, like, I don't know everyone knows this or no. I guess there's something wrong with my internet. Okay, so the thing is that first day we finished shooting and we were sitting on top of that Carvaan. So Carvaan is basically that traveler van you see.
Right.
Yeah. So just one bad decision I made on the shoot. I was like, it's not that high. I can jump off.
Oh.
So the car,
Wow.
I jumped off, and the moment I landed, I realized I fucked up. So that happened on the first day, and next 7 day of the shoots, I wasn't able to even stand up quickly on my feet, because if I
Oh
stand up,
man.
I used to lose balance. So I remember we were in my room, and I guess we were talking about the meeting was happening. We finished the meeting, and I cracked some joke, and Leher, she just gave me as a push ki ha 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 ha. I went on the other door. I was that, like, my legs were that fucked. So yeah, that happened. And yeah, throughout
Oh
the shoot,
man,
if you see the
that's
BTS, I'm
crazy.
walking with the crepe bandage on both my legs. Then a lot of people got hurt. But the best thing was no one was complaining.
Yeah,
At
the
least
film
to me.
got made.
Yeah, film.
Film
We
was great.
actually, I'll tell you that when I say everything could go wrong, went wrong, we still did everything we wanted to do. So
That's so good.
that's
Still
completely
managed to pull off
team's credit.
everything that was planned
Yeah.
after
How
that.
was dealing with these actors? The actors were pretty huge.
Actors. Okay, so this is most like the sweetest people I've worked with. Sweetest actors I've worked with.
Hmm.
They didn't have huge AC rooms. They didn't have
Right.
like great food as in the way we
Yeah.
you know what I mean, right?
Hmm.
So, but Mehul sir, Raju sir, the little girl, we should talk about Jia actually. All of them,
Yeah.
no one complained. No one complained. Like, I'll tell you one incident which made me realize and made me uh like, it took me back to the ground, and it just made me thank the entire thing that we were shooting a scene, and there was this one shot we had to take, which was an
Hmm.
optional thing. We were not
Hmm.
sure कि ये लेना है नहीं लेना है, ठीक है? So we shot
Right.
a huge rally scene, and for that other shot we needed two actors. Okay, so one is Mangesh sir, and one was the kid Jia. All right.
Hmm.
So we finished shooting that shot, and we decided that we are not shooting the optional shot. So we took the last shot of the rally. AD comes, Yash comes, and he's like, "Do you want to take that shot? We can still make it."
Hmm.
And I turned towards Sir Mangesh sir, and he's already changing. He's already changing his costume.
Wow.
He's like, "We are going for it." And then I remember we had an Innova, so we were like, makeup and hair was happening while we were driving. I was
Hmm.
driving like a maniac. I was driving like a maniac. Two of the ADs, the camera team, just the DOP with the camera. We ran. We got that shot. That shot is in the film, and we and it was like, when he didn't have to do that. He
Yeah,
could
of
have just
course.
been like,
Yeah.
we won't be able to make it. But the moment I turned, and I was like, he's already changing, and he's like, let's go for it. We should take that shot.
Oh,
And
that's
Raju
wow.
sir, he's very senior actor, and we were shooting outside in the middle of nowhere, and
Hmm.
it was very sunny, and all the actors just didn't complain at all. They and this is one thing
Hmm.
Raju sir said on his BTS interview, that when I wake up every morning and I look at these kids running around till sundown,
Hmm.
that makes me feel that I don't have the right to complain. Like, I don't want to complain. I don't feel like complaining. This is something they
Right.
are putting everything on their line, and this is something I really want to do. And it's like, they've done such sweet things, right? So Mehul sir,
Hmm.
he loves to have his chai in the, like, early morning. So one day what
Hmm.
happened, we were shooting, and he had his shot in the afternoon.
Hmm.
So because the whole crew was somewhere else, he didn't get his
It's
tea.
try. Hmm.
Yeah. So he himself went outside in the market to get a tea. He
Hmm.
came back home, and my mom and the little kid Gia, the lead actor of the film, her
Hmm.
mom. And when we realized that this is happening, they were already making poha for everyone, and they are having chai on their own. And
Wow.
then I apologized to sir that, sir, I'm so sorry this happened. They're like, why are you saying sorry? I have my legs, no? I can walk around. I can see what I want. I can get what I want. So this is the level of support
Nice.
everyone like, everyone was so supportive. And I have to tell this one story. You can cut it out if you want. But
No, no, go ahead. Yeah.
we had two child actors, 10 years, 11 years. Gia. So the
Hmm.
film has around 60 to 65 scenes. From that, 60 scenes has like Gia is there, okay?
Right.
And because I told you that we didn't have time, so we were shooting at odd hours. We are shooting the whole day, then we are shooting the whole night. But this kid has not even once she has complained or said anything. She had to shoot in the sun. She had to shoot in the middle of the night. She shot the climax in the middle of the night. She was sleeping. She woke up. I used to talk to her and she was like, okay, let's go for a take. And when I'm editing the film, I see that she's so talented. Like she's talking to me. And the moment I say roll camera, she just closes her eyes and rolls sound. And then she just does this. And she's doing what she's supposed to do. And there's the other kid, Mayur. So we got that kid. He's not an actor. He lives there in the village. And we got as a director, you feel like great performances. They give so natural and so realistic performances because I think kids, they don't know how to act. They just emote what you tell them to. And that kid never complained. Like and there was, I don't know if there are very difficult scenes for the kids, but no one ever complained. They were just so chill about it. So we were shooting a scene where there's a lake and Mayur is the kid who's playing the guy. Has to stand in the lake because he's in the background. Okay.
Right.
And Gia is walking. So we're taking retakes of this. And that kid is standing there only. He didn't say anything. He was half wet in the middle of the lake. And we get so attached that when the shoot ended, he cried and everyone was just feeling so bad. This is what it is. This is where everything ends.
Yeah, it's an emotional journey.
Oh yeah. It's very like, I'm very attached to this process. And
that's so good, man.
I realized that during this making of this film, I realized that I've made a great decision leaving engineering, and this is exactly what I want to do for the rest of my life.
I feel that too. My mom was thinking ki after this corona, maybe you are a filmmaking guy. You anyways right now you're learning, and you may not have some good earnings. You must have been in engineering, so you must have gotten a job. But well, it's worth it. I like doing this, so it's all good.
Yeah. Maybe you must be having, like, a lot of my engineering friends are having jobs right now. But the thing is, no offense to anyone, but everyone is sad, and I'm having a ball of a time while making films.
I know.
I can relate this.
I tell this to all of my friends.
All of us have done something else before filmmaking.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
I did BBA.
Yeah.
I did BBA.
Oh, nice. मैं मेरे सब friends को बोलता हूँ, like they just sometimes they come to me and they said कि bro तेरा हो जाएगा ना, because filmmaking is risky and everything. And I said कि bro मैं 21 पे कमान लग जाऊंगा, तू 21 पे अभी भी पढ़ रहा होएगा, तो रहने दे. Mood drop होता है, and it's so fun to make them feel bad.
I remember when I was leaving engineering, so one of my friend, she was like the topper, like 95% in this, that. So when I left, she came to me and she was like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? I'm reconsidering everything I'm doing in my life. I'm thinking to drop out as well. मैं बोला, भाई, if you don't know what you want to do, don't drop out. Please stay. Once you figure out what you want to do, then drop out. I still get messages. I've written a blog ages ago why I quit engineering.
This is exactly true.
People text me that I want to quit engineering too, like you did. I don't know how to. I just ask them, do you know what you want to do? If not, then don't quit engineering. Like, it's not a cool thing to do. I wanted to make films. That's why I quit.
You know, when I quit, after me, 7 more kids left.
Oh.
And these guys just left because they were not having a ball of a time. That's all. That's all. They just left. And due to those 7 kids left.
Oh.
So it was a big drop though.
Yeah.
And I don't consider myself the guy, but it was just these guys were dummies.
So I'm getting my grip on the Shunya conversation because while working with Shunya, man, everyone was like giving their 200%. I mean, whatever the level of 200%.
Yeah. True.
Shit.
It was literally madness. Like, Adi, do you realize we shot for 7 days? 8 days. We shot for 8 days. I don't know.
Don't forget it.
I don't remember any nights. I just remember shooting, dead, shooting,
That's
dead.
it.
That's it. Oh, it was crazy.
Do you remember while we were going in the train after the shoot, we were so pumped up to do other things.
Yeah.
Now we have achieved something.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know no, literally we have achieved one thing because Shunya, I'll tell you one fact about Shunya, and it's with everyone. This commonality is with everyone, that whoever was on shoot with Shunya, everybody has changed, everybody has developed, everybody has progressed in their own way, and everyone is saying, I mean, God, man, I'll tell you one thing, one bottom line I'll tell you, that I'll do anything for this kind of a project. I'll do anything to work on this kind of a thing. Shit,
so nice, man.
I think it was like
so nice.
3 years combined in like 2 weeks.
All right, on that note, thank you so much for doing this, Aditya Raut and Vidar Joshi. Thank you so much for coming. All the best for Shunya to all of us.
Having us.
And yeah, I hope to see you soon.
Yes.
Yes, bro.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
See you.